It's a laid back episode.
Super laid back.
Yeah.
It's already my favorite episode.
Don't even do the intro. I'll do the intro.
All right.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Eat and Talk. It's your host, Yusra Mohammed. I'm not really Yusra
Whoa,
Mohammed.
you messed up my last name.
What?
It's Mahmoud.
No way.
That's crazy.
It's the same thing, essentially.
It's not. Nothing's wrong with the name Muhammad. MashaAllah, it's, name of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but get it right. Anyways.
What's up, bro?
You guys, welcome back. As you can see, I got my production team on set. This is who I'm interviewing. Split Second Productions. These are the amazing gentlemen behind the magic and the work that you guys always see behind the camera. And they also have a podcast called Goats Talk, which is one of the first and only podcasts I think I've been on. Yeah, welcome, guys. Well, let's talk about, first of all, this is we're going back to the basics. This is a real eat and talk episode. So I just want to real quick, like, a lot of people have been telling me, why is it called eat and talk? Y'all not really eating anymore. But like, I'm trying to get back to it. And this is like our debut.
Do you guys see the barbecue on the ship?
That's crazy.
This is from Allah's Kitchen. Plug to them, yeah? They got the craziest barbecue chicken.
They do.
Really good rice. Like moist. Do you know, like, it's not bris or qalal, no. And then right now it's like what? 7:30? Hilib Ari.
The only place in Minnesota
Goat meat.
you can get Hilib Ari, goat meat.
At 7:30.
Tell them.
So just check out Olive Kitchen. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But yo, Yusra, thank you so much for having us. You know, this is the easiest podcast me and Thunder have done.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm just happy to be eating.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get into it. First of all, let's start with Split Second Productions.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? How long have y'all been doing it? What services do you guys have? Like, why should people look out for you, book you?
Absolutely. All right. Yo, you gotta move your hands so I can put my plate down, dude.
Trying to get some moss.
I really think the food makes the vibe so much better. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying this, and I want your answers to be long so I can eat my food. Okay.
All right. Rapid fire. Let's do it. Split Second Productions. Production company.
Yeah.
Book us. Why? Because we're cool. No, I'm just joking.
Period.
So Split Second Productions is a production company co-started by me and my wonderful friend here. My name is Mohammed Sharif. We gotta introduce ourselves first.
Yes.
My name is Mohammed Sharif.
I'm Mohammed Samad, but I go by
Thunder. So we had a lot of opportunities to have really cool names for our production company, like Thunder and Lightning or Mohammed Squared. But you know, M2. You know, but you know, we'll start other ventures and we can call it other stuff.
Inshallah.
But Split Second Productions started with me and Thunder. Our friendship relationship kind of blossomed through photography and videography. This guy was getting started in the photography game, and you know, I've modeled since I was like 16. So during that time, I had no clue how to work my way around a camera. But you know, he was like, he needed some models. He wanted to practice his photography, so I would always volunteer. You know what I mean? And he's like, dude, like, I was like, I can't pay you, and he's like, I can't pay you either. Like, fuck, we just need each other. I was like, that's perfect. But alhamdulillah, things moving forward. My older brother, my friend, love him so much, Hamza, interviewed me on his podcast, Sincerely Honest. And then after a little bit, he was like, yo, like, I want to start another podcast. I also like kind of continue Sincerely Honest, but I need a co-host. Would you like to co-host with me? And I was like, sure, like, I'd love to do that. We did it. It was great. It was awesome. And then I kind of told Thunder, yo, you should like do videography for us. You know, we'll hire you. We're like, we can't pay you, but
But you're hired.
but you're hired. Yeah.
That's how they got me.
Internship. Yeah. That's how they all get us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, alhamdulillah, things kind of moved forward. Things kind of pushed on. I think that was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
It's been a little
It's
over 2
it's been a
years.
long time. We're getting old. I got facial hair and shit now. It's wild. But yeah, it's been a little bit over 2 years, and halfway through that kind of relationship, he got really, really good at producing podcasts, and then he learned a lot during it, and he also like was really good into videography as well as photography. So I was like, dude, like, why don't we start a production company? That's not even what I said. What did I say? I don't even remember. I didn't know what a production company was, but I was like, yo, we should start this, like.
I remember when you guys were talking about it, because remember, I think it was like Cam, shout out to Cam, and we were working on a project. Yeah. And that's when, like, around that time is when you guys were talking about that, and we were like, okay, like, when we do this project, we're gonna hire these guys.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I was like, we should start a company where we do videos for other people and photos for other people, but then at the same time we also do our own art. I didn't even know what it was called, and he's like, yeah, that sounds fun. We get paid to do that. Let's do it. We learned a lot. There was a lot of ups and downs. We've been at it for a year and some change now. But alhamdulillah, essentially that's what we do over here at Split Second Productions. If you are a small business, we will definitely help you. Our tagline is that we are in the business of storytelling. So we want to help you tell your story. We do care that you sell cookies, but we want to know why you sell cookies, so that your customers can know why you sell cookies. That is why we do our thing. And we want to also add a cinematic movie edge to the videos, the reels, the commercials that you're putting out there into the world. It's very important for you to utilize that commercially to get customers. And then the other aspect of our production company is the art house. So that's where we produce podcasts. That's where we produce, hopefully, TV shows, hopefully movies, documentaries. We're working on a documentary right now with my great brother Abdurrahman. We are working on a film that he can talk about more. Yeah, that's what we do. So like, rock with us. That was long enough where like you could like eat, right?
Finish the chicken.
There you go. The chicken was good. Tell me about the chicken.
I'm not gonna lie, that was fire. That was real barbecue chicken. You know, when Somali people, they say barbecue chicken, they just give you a grilled chicken. I don't know where the barbecue is. They just, it's like, this was like barbecue sauce. I'm not gonna lie, like Olive Kitchen for a minute, like they fell off for a little bit. Remember, so 2 years ago, you guys, I was on Goat's Talk, and I went viral for, not commending, but I don't know what the word is, but I was appreciative of Olive Kitchen, and then like soon after that, they kind of fell off a little bit, and then now they're back on, like as of the last 4 months.
Yeah, you were repping it crazy.
I was repping it crazy, and I still am, wallahi, Olive Kitchen for life. Okay, so
Najib's is still better.
It's not what he said off camera, but shout out to Najib's. Let's kind of segue a little bit. Well, actually, hold on. I got a couple questions about Split Second Productions because
ask him some questions so I can eat.
Oh, okay. All right, Thunder, ready?
I've been eating for a while, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people since I started, since you guys started like helping produce Eat and Talk, they've been asking me like, questions about like production, Right. So I'd like to know, or like my viewers would like to know, what are some of the ups and downs, like you mentioned, Sharif mentioned like obstacles, like what are some of the obstacles of having this? What are some of the things that you went through?
Well, one of the biggest things we went through was we lost footage. That's the biggest thing.
That's tough.
This guy got angry at me a few times for that.
Dang. And like when you say lost footage, like it deleted or
like sometimes when you're uploading videos onto your laptop, it'll like sometimes either get corrupted or sometimes you accidentally delete stuff, or because you have so much stuff on there. So that would be one of them, and a lot of it would have to do with either lighting is an issue, or sometimes we don't have enough memory cards, or we lose memory cards.
Sound is an issue.
Sound is very important, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's
so in those type of cases, like, what did you do? Did you have to just redo it?
Yeah, some of them, because it feels like for our own podcast, yeah, we'd be like, it wouldn't be an issue. We just re-record it with the person. But for other clients and stuff like that, that's very important. That's very important footage not to lose. Yeah. And sometimes we have to like scrape together footage that we've already had and like put some together that's at least pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
So
technology isn't the most
easiest.
Technology isn't the most consistent thing in the world, and the thing that helps us be consistent is like time. Time is huge. Like give us like a day or two before to figure out, okay, this is what we need to charge, this is what we need to clear up, so that we're prepared. And on our end, we didn't know that starting out. You know what I mean? So with our own podcast, it would take us hours to get set up, for example. We wouldn't have enough memory, we wouldn't have this, we wouldn't have that. So for the people that want to know more about production, I think I could sit here and like for hours talk you through to like this and that, but the best way to learn is to just go and do it. And I know that's cliche, that's what everybody says, but like for real,
sense, yeah.
It's like once you go out and you just start recording podcasts, you not only will you know like what you don't know, like you'll figure out what you don't know, but like also you'll realize what you need to get. So like for example, this mixer right here, right? We didn't know what the hell a mixer was or what a mixer does, or that we needed a mixer. We would take the cords and the audio and stuff and put it in a laptop. And then we had 1 issue with sound, 2 issues with sound, 3. Then you start looking up how not to have issues with sound. And then you see a mixer and you're like, what the fuck is a mixer? And then you say, okay, a mixer is $400. And then you just save up for $400. Where to get a mixer? Go to Best Buy and you buy it. How to use a mixer. So that's kind of like how not only the production game is, but how a lot of things are as well. You start out with 1 camera and then you run into problems and you go, okay, I have this camera. What camera doesn't have these problems? This camera. Okay, and then you get this camera. Then you start getting into color grading. You start getting into all these other kind of different things. And that is what kind of helps you up your game is by actively doing things and actively practicing your craft. And that's how you get better at it as well. So
when like we were first doing the podcast back on like when this was at Hamza's crib, we had an issue where cameras were overheating, and we were figuring out like, yo, what's the best way to fix this, or what would it be like? I would be trying to figure out, yo, this image is good, but is this the best that this camera can do right now? And I'd be searching on, yo, this is like, what is it? Can this camera record 4K or anything like that? Yeah. And it would, which is the crazy thing. And then Hamza would be like, yo, this is not the best that it can do. There's more. It'd be crazy.
So how important is it to invest in equipment when you have a production company?
So it's very important, but equipment changes all the time.
Yeah.
One of 2 things. You can go 2 paths. You can go the path where like you hire other people, like you do. You hire us to do this for you as a service, right? And that's entrusting in ourselves. You're entrusting in us to like get this job done for you, right? So that's a path that anybody can always take, you know? Like if you really don't give a fuck about cameras and shit, like just hire somebody. Find a production team or find somebody that's into videography. And the advice that I always give people is like, okay, bet you're at this level with your money or whatever, wherever your podcast is. Don't expect people who are like working production companies to do something for free for you. You know what I mean? But there's a bunch of aspiring videographers and photographers out there who would do it for free because they want to also learn with you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the situation with me and Thunder. So that's one case. The other case is, okay, let's say you are a production company or you want to start a production company. Buy the cheapest camera like you can get. Start with that. Learn as much as you can. Once you learn everything, all the buttons and stuff like that, bet. Then just move on to the next camera and move on to the next camera. But equipment is important. It's very important. Like you can always, people like to be like,
most important thing would be like trial and error, which is the biggest thing, because people are like, yo, this guy got this footage. He most likely got it with the camera. It's not about the camera. It's about the person operating the camera.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I was going to ask you, is it about the equipment or is it about the person? Because I see people make movies with an iPhone.
Yeah, so it is.
That
it
looks
is both.
top notch.
Yeah, it is both. But mostly I think the best way to go about it is to learn with a cheap camera. So you can like at least try to figure out ways to get around these type of issues instead of like having all these problems
your
solved.
craft.
Yeah.
the idea is that think of it as like a professional athlete. No matter what, it takes a certain level of talent, a certain level of like hard work, a certain level of professionalism to get to where you get to. But LeBron James isn't wearing and ones to play basketball. He's wearing Nikes. He's wearing the best shoes out there possible for him to be able to do the best that he can, you know?
Yeah.
So as a videographer, of course, you can get the job done. But once your skills get to a certain level and you start learning, like for example, as a beginner, there's no reason for you to have a cinema camera because you don't even know how to use it. You don't even know what's going on.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? But as you get better and better and better at your craft, it's gonna even warrant for you to use those because you're gonna want to do things that certain cameras can't. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like how it works with all of that.
No,
I see you're enjoying your food, Thunder.
It's good.
Can you rate it 1 through 10?
It's a 9.
I love how we keep segmenting back
crazy.
to the food.
Yeah.
No, it is. Actually, Thunder, you know how to cook.
This guy is the most.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I get excited about
Yeah.
this. This is the most talented individual that I know.
Yeah.
Not only can he cook, he can play the piano. He's a black belt in Taekwondo. There's just so much more. That's not even the
No.
half of it.
Thunder is like an Avenger in one.
Yeah, he just
Like,
be
I
doing
swear
shit.
to God, he can do anything.
Wow.
Really talented, mashallah.
Shout out my boy.
tabarakallah.
Put your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Real quick, let's talk about traveling. You guys travel a lot.
Oh yeah, we do. We
And
love
you
to
guys
travel.
travel together.
Of course.
What is like your favorite place that you guys have been to, and what is your least favorite place? And also kind of talk about like
France.
France. Oh,
France is my least favorite
oh
place.
okay. I
yeah.
thought you were saying that's your
Oh,
favorite.
that's Amsterdam.
She said, "Oof."
Yeah, I'm sorry. Fuck France.
Worst place is Amsterdam.
Worst place is Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Amsterdam.
A lot of people like Amsterdam. And like, why do you feel like it's important to travel?
Yeah. I can answer that. So traveling for me is really important because I don't know, like the way when I was growing up, especially throughout high school, like Minneapolis, you feel me? Like I was always here. Yeah, so that's it. But
Well, you were in Cedar until like 2 months ago.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But no, but I feel like it gives you a level of perspective. It kind of like opens the playing field for you. You kind of like see that the world is a beautiful, huge place. For me, especially as an artist, like I do a lot of other stuff other than like videography and the production company, you know. Yeah, that's crazy. First time I was on Eating Talk, I was an author.
Yeah.
And
When
we
I
talked about this.
interviewed You, yeah.
I was like, I want to
You
start making
wrote a
movies.
book. You did say that.
Yeah, I just remembered that.
Full
That's crazy.
circle. That's
She was like,
like-
"What are you gonna write your second book?" And I was like, nah. I'm gonna start writing scripts now.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, I don't think I've finished a full script yet, but
But you're
we're getting there.
He's a full-blown actor, you guys.
Yes,
and
yes, alhamdulillah.
please stay on the look for
Blight. Yeah, Blight. So we're gonna be. Let's just segue into that. Let's finish this real quick.
Yeah.
Traveling is amazing. It's gonna give you the craziest perspective ever. I think our favorite place to travel is New York City.
I
Right?
agree.
Would you agree with that?
Ours.
Definitely.
Yeah, ours. Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring Yusra along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go on a little trip.
Love
But
New York.
New York is amazing. I like New York. It gives me a lot of inspiration. A lot. Like whenever I go there, I just go like, wow. There's just so much stuff here. There's so much people here. But the people there as well are like so themselves. You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
so hell bent on like, yeah, I'm about to be me. Can't tell me nothing. You know what I
They
mean?
all like to express themselves.
Yeah, and they love to
Yeah.
express themselves. The clothing there, the fashion
Especially.
is crazy because they're a pedestrian culture. You know, they're not like here in Minnesota where you're in your car all day.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, you're gonna be walking around a lot. You're gonna be
You're
on
always outside.
public transit a lot. So people dress up. People look really good. You know, so all of that is very inspiring. But for me, the biggest thing that traveling does is definitely inspires me. It gives me a lot of inspiration.
How about you, Thunder?
Me, I think the best place has been Spain.
Oh, I forgot about Spain.
Spain.
Yeah. That's
Spain.
on my bucket list. I'll be going there, inshallah. Next
If
year.
you are a
Especially-
Muslim, you gotta check out southern Spain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Malaga, Granada, Seville,
Seville.
Cordoba,
Shout out IHIP.
IHIP.
Shout out
Amazing.
Moody. Shout out Azhar.
Yes.
If you are a young man or a young woman and you want to travel, but learn, but also travel, check out IHIP. They're dope.
Shout out to Brother Tariq.
Yep. Shout out. Oh, he's the coolest
my
guy.
God.
But
Is
yeah,
that
we
like
went
a
to.
travel
Yes.
group.
They're a travel
Yeah.
group. Where essentially, I think they're like, what is it? Something heritage. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't remember
Yeah.
Okay.
the
Mashallah.
acronym. But yeah, they essentially what they do is like they take guys and girls on trips, and then you go to like, for example, we went to Spain, and in the mornings we would learn about like the Islamic history in Spain. So the Muslims ruled Spain for 800 years.
Yeah.
And we would learn about the history, and then we would actually go out into the city. We would actually go out into like
And go to these places.
and go to the castles and go to the places that they built and the places that they lost and the places that they won. So it's a very beautiful way to learn about the history of your Islamic heritage. You know what I mean? So that was a beautiful experience, very inspirational experience. I'm definitely gonna someday, inshallah, make a movie about Abdurrahman the First. That's like a huge
Oh,
goal for
that's
me.
so cool.
huge goal for probably the both of us is like he has an incredible story, or like an HBO TV show. It's insane,
Like
insane.
Osman or Tugu.
Yeah, because like his entire family got killed, and then he walked. This is just the beginning of his life. He walked from somewhere in the Middle East. I don't remember. I don't want to get it wrong, but to Morocco, right? As a young man, and that's where his mother's family was from, and that's where he lived and he grew up. And imagine like that's the resilience and the courage that he had right after losing his entire family, and then he comes to Spain from Morocco. With Tariq ibn Ziyad and all of them, they come across the ocean, and they conquered Spain and they conquered Europe. And then on top of that, not only did they conquer it, they brought about one of the greatest periods in human history. Like we're talking about algebra, we're talking about cataract surgery, C-sections, like philosophy, theology, insane. The stuff that they did.
Didn't
crazy.
you guys like almost go to jail for like a drone or something?
No.
Was that in Spain?
That was in Spain. That wasn't us.
Oh, it wasn't you guys?
No, we were on that trip.
Oh, okay.
And we were there.
I was there.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, we were there.
That was
crazy.
Yeah.
No, don't say who it is now, but
okay.
Essentially,
I just remember
he was flying a drone.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy. He was flying a drone, and I guess drones are illegal in Spain. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then we see I'm on this side of the street, they're on that side of the street. I love this story. And then I see the cops, so I'm trying to tell them, yo, 12, and they're like, they're looking at what's 12, what's that? I'm like, nigga, the cops, the police, the fuzz, policia. Put the drone down, you know. They're not listening, and then they finally put it down, and I try to grab it. I don't know who grabbed it. Somebody grabbed it, and then I'm trying to tell him, yo, just deny. Nothing happened. We don't know what you're talking about. The police come there, and they're like, yo, like, why are you flying drones? I'm like, just say what drone, because he doesn't have the drone. He doesn't have control of nothing. What drone? I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Wallahi,
that's what you have to do. Fam, that's what you got to do. But he came clean. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then one of the homies was lo siento, he kept saying.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry. He kept saying lo siento. You know what I'm talking about. Lo siento. And then the cop, he looked at me. He said, el hombres? These your brothers? I said, no hombres. I don't know these guys. I'm not going to Spanish jail, Zaib. But that was fun, wallah. It's
so funny.
It's insane.
So key takeaway, learn the laws
before
you go and travel.
It's most countries outside of the US, they do not rock with drones. So
yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah, don't lose your drone.
If you do break them, try to get away with it.
Yeah.
Try to get away with it. If you don't, and it's like blatantly you got caught, man, just follow the rules. Don't give people headaches. You know what I mean? But if there's no way for these people to know, deny. What are you talking about? I don't have anything. Because they'll deport you, fam. They don't mess around. Wallahi, they'll deport you. They'll fine you. They'll take your drone away. Has to I. But I don't blame them, you know?
They did that to someone in Egypt.
So did you guys get away with the drone? You guys kept the footage?
Yeah. He kept his drone and everything was good. So alhamdulillah. Nothing went down. Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I really love that you guys are able to like travel and explore. And I feel like you said, it can give you guys a lot of different perceptions.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also a good mental break. And it teaches you a lot. So when you guys do come back home, like you said, like getting into film writing, I think it really can help you guys with a lot. So kind of let's segue into two things, but let's start with, you're going to be in a movie called Blight. Tell us about it.
Shout out Solens Films, Marcus, Aaron, Mario, all those guys. Wallah, they did amazing. Shout out my brother Barqad for putting this together. But Blight is an ambitious sci-fi short film starring 2 Somali actors. So the idea came to be where Barqad and Marcus were like, yo, we want to do a short film that doesn't exploit like these stereotypes about Somali people. But not only that, we're not going to only stop there. We're also going to do it in a genre where not only Somali people, but African people or black people are not present in any kind of way. It kind of seems like anytime there's this like a sci-fi movie,
black person, we gotta play a slave.
Yeah, no, but also like
Somali people,
yeah,
we gotta play some
terrorist,
Black Hawk Down or whatever.
But beyond that, as people of color, anytime there's some sci-fi shit going down on Earth, people of color are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
It's like we're not on this planet.
Oh, we
But
die
I mean,
first.
that's because we out.
Yeah,
we
that's another thing
We're
too.
not sticking around.
That's another thing too.
What's that in the sky?
And we don't be exploring shit.
We're not exploring.
If we hear shit, we don't.
We're not figuring it
Alien
out.
comes down, asks us, where is this? Hey, we're not part of this planet.
Yeah.
There's this country called America.
Yeah.
Oh, also they do this thing too in America. Or like there's a movie, sci-fi happens. The aliens are only attacking American cities, like Los Angeles, New York.
Nowhere else in the world.
Nowhere else in the world. Everywhere else is fine. And these niggas go, we have to save the world. You know what I mean? We have to save the world. That's what they say. Like, America's not the world.
That is so funny.
Always that happens.
Not just like even with sci-fi, but like even like
Everything.
Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like anything superheroes. Why
Yeah.
is it always like America getting
Yeah,
attacked?
always
with
America's getting
monsters?
smoked. I don't know if they got the clout for it. You feel me?
Something,
But yeah, it's a really beautiful story of two brothers trying to survive a bunch of different things and also navigate themselves. And there's a wonderful young actress in it as well. And I don't want to like tell you the whole story,
Right.
of course. I don't want to spoil it, but
But it's
there's
sci-fi.
like rocket ships. There's really cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Sounds dope.
we got Splice to do the CGI for us. So Splice is in a Minnesota-based. Shout out to them. They did a pro bono. They did an amazing job. But they're a Minnesota-based VFX group and team. They do Marvel movies.
Wow.
They've done. I think they did the first Avengers. They did some for Game of Thrones. So they're like major. They know what they're doing, and it's crazy. Wallah, because imagine I'm in the scene and there's shit around me that wasn't there, and it looks real. I'm like, yo, when did we put this stuff here? They're like, oh, they did it. Kuyasme, you know. So it's really beautiful though. It's really exciting, and to be a part of that and the capacity of like producing it, helping figure out the story, acting in it. It was really just such a thrill, such an amazing experience to be a part of. And inshallah, we're going to be doing a showing here in Minneapolis. Just kind of get the whole community out there to kind of see it, and then we're going to do a festival run.
Yeah.
Win some festivals.
And I'm gonna be
inshallah.
at one of the festivals. What city did I tell you I'm going to with you?
Right. So far we got into one in Los Angeles. So
Yeah,
amazing.
I
I
know.
think that's the best place to go to, Los Angeles, for
Yeah.
film festivals.
Yeah, I'm coming with you on one of those.
Absolutely.
When is it coming out?
So the film technically is out. So it's done, it's finished, everything. We're going to be doing a screening soon, so we're not going to necessarily put it out there right away because we want to do it. What you essentially have to do is you have to go through you don't have to, but the nice plan is to go through the festivals. So the festival runs, so it usually starts like the first one I think we're trying to do is in February. You go through a festival run and you show all of them in the festivals, and then you put it out into the world. You don't want to like put it out and then do it. Then the festivals, they're like, oh, we already saw your movie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but we are going to be doing a screening. I have to do a screening for I have a bunch of like friends, family, then just of course people
yeah,
in the
it's gonna be
city too.
lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted them to come through and see this movie. I think Thunder's already seen it. He got exclusive
Yeah.
access.
Wow.
What did you think
Yeah.
about it?
So before I saw the movie, I went with him behind the scenes one day. Of
Yeah.
The set.
When I couldn't
You know?
cry,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
too hard of a nigga. They put like
Damn.
stuff in my eye, drops, everything. I'm just too gangster.
That's
I couldn't cry.
Crazy. I feel like I've seen you cry before.
Yeah, just dry eye. That's what I
Yeah.
had. I'm a crybaby. I cry all the time.
I was gonna say, hold on.
Yeah. So I did go with them behind set. I seen that scene, and then I seen it like while I
Yeah.
was watching it, and it was like crazy because it was like a complete 180 of what I was looking at and what the set was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we shot that during the day.
Yeah.
And in the movie it was.
Night?
Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, is that like AI or?
No, that's what they do.
is
It's
that?
color grading. They
Yeah.
color grade it.
Wow.
Yeah.
did, like,
He
one
can
of the
do that. I don't know why he's so. You can do that.
I'm not sure, but one
He
of the
can
movies-
definitely do that.
One
He
of the,
can
one of the
definitely do
movies, Nope, was shot all during the day.
that. Yeah.
That's
it
the
was-
one with Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
And Ludacris.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
entire
No,
movie-
Ludacris.
Oh no, I'm thinking
Francis
something else.
Ngannou is no Francis Ngannou.
No.
That's another guy. That's the
Yeah.
what's his
Dabbing
name?
them up.
That's the boxer Francis Ngannou.
It's not the one with. Is it Ice Cube? I don't know. No.
It's the nigga from Get Out, right?
It's the guy
Yeah.
from Get Out. I know his
Okay,
name.
yeah, yeah,
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah,
There
Daniel.
we go.
Okay, yeah.
Damn, how did I
Yeah.
go from boxer to?
Yeah. That
Anyways,
was a wild
that was
transition.
crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, that movie was cool too.
Yeah.
But they do color grading. Essentially, they put certain
Okay.
colors over it that
Yeah.
make it look like it's nighttime.
Wow, that's super talented.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the
Yeah.
movie?
Oh, it was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
I finally got to see this guy
In
like,
action.
in
I mean,
action.
I've seen you in movies
yeah,
before.
We've seen it, but this is like
Yeah.
this is a feature.
This is
Yeah.
a really big
It's a
one because
feature
this
film.
this
Yeah.
is gonna
It's
be
crazy.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
super
fun.
crazy.
It was really fun, and to do it alongside Barqad, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun too, because he was a great actor. He knows what he's
Yeah.
doing. You know what I mean? So he taught me a lot, and he showed me the ropes, and he was like, "Yo, you do this, you do that." You know, so he's really cool. Marcus is a great director.
Yeah.
Aaron is a great cinematographer. Mario, great producer. So we had a great team. We did it at this place called Drive a Tank. I'm about to put y'all on, even though it's probably like it's too expensive to go there. Most people.
What is it?
So down south near Mankato, they had this spot called Drive a Tank, and you can drive a tank for like $3,000. It's a lot of money.
Drive a tank. Oh,
Drive
like a
a
plane.
fucking like a real tank.
Oh, and pay 3,000.
And you drive it over. It's some Adam people. They be doing crazy
Okay.
shit with their money.
Like those broken ass cars.
You can drive it over. No, they bring full cars. It's not broken
car.
yet. Well,
Whoa.
and what else? They shoot it.
Wow.
Sheka Walawai. We weren't doing none of that. We was just there because it was a big open
On
space,
set,
and they
yeah.
had tanks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
That's
white people make
crazy.
sports out of the shit that we run away from. Wallahi.
Yeah.
So I like so arne things and we come here. White people drive around tanks for fun. Oh my god.
That's insane.
Yo, that's crazy.
My refugee ass was in shock while I was like,
Wow.
"What are these things for?" We
Yeah.
drive them for fun, Kala.
That's insane. I'm really
Yeah.
excited and I'm super
Oh, yeah.
proud of
Oh,
you.
yeah. It's gonna
And
be
I
fun.
love that you've been like in your acting bag and everything like that.
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, in films, Thunder, you wrote a film.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
And I'll let you kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't
so-
give us too much spoilers, though.
Don't
You
give
know
us
what I
too much
mean?
spoilers, but I'm just bringing it up because I'm gonna be in it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be debuting an
Yeah.
actress. So
Starting to act in
Both of
maybe.
you are.
Yeah.
and yeah, we're both gonna be in a movie
Yeah.
together. And
the first
Co-star.
I know I'm so excited. And
Nafta Kukera. I hope you know that.
I know, but my character's so badass. I don't even care. Like, who did you compare my character?
Felicity Smoke.
Felicity
yeah.
Smoke and
Garcia.
Garcia. Those
From
are like
Criminal
literally
Minds.
my two favorite characers.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Yeah.
So to be my
It's
acting
gonna be
bag.
very interesting.
I'm really excited. Yeah.
So it's a heist sci-fi movie where I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's
It's a
enough.
hi- it's, that's it. That's all you need. It's a heist.
yeah, it's a
Sci-fi movie.
And
yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to you guys because I love that we're
Yeah.
we're finally like
Sorry.
making movies like you said that are just like outside of that like stigma and
Can I
like
just please?
poverty and you know
Can I just- can we-
like,
can we have
why
this
can't
conversation?
I be a superhero?
Can we please have this conversation? So
yeah.
let me tell you something.
Oh yeah, I know it was about to.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Tired.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You guys know that saying?
So tired, yeah.
We as a community just make movies about sad shit all the time. And like, I get it. Granted, some of this shit is very necessary. You know what I mean? But we need to, this is a movie. This is a film. It needs to be fun.
Yeah.
I want people like to go in, watch the film, and come out happier than they were when they went in. You know what I mean? And this, on a serious note, this kind of segues into like why we started a production company is because I recognized a imbalance in two things, like being in the industry and being an actor and being a model. I realized this in this world of like Hollywood, it's not for me. It's for a lot of people. A lot of people can do it. A lot of people can navigate it, right? I'm not gonna make Hollywood to this crazy place. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the Adan people, they're the most respectful ones in that place.
Yeah.
Mukut dibayan.
Yeah.
Salamat tukune tuko, mukut dibayan. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
they are. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, you know? And it's
Yeah.
changing, don't get me wrong. It wasn't always like that. But beyond that, to be a successful actor, it's hard to do that and stay away from all these things or like putting all those things out there in the world. These things like
compromise your morals.
you're compromising your
Yeah.
morals. You know what I mean? What did you, man? You said some crazy shit one time when you compromised, when we were interviewing Yubi. You said some crazy shit, man. I gotta remember.
Yeah, if you sacrifice your principles for your passion, you lose everything at the end.
Wow. That's a word.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
always gotta keep that in check, or have people keep you in check.
Exactly.
It comes down to something like
Yeah.
absolutely. So Anaka, like, essentially, we're like, okay, we live in a world where I can't go and pursue it here because they're gonna want me to like do drugs, for example, in the movie, or do this or do that, and I never want to put that out into the world, right? To a certain extent, you know what I mean? But I never want to be that guy that is put in, because movies live forever, forever. Imagine as a Muslim person, that's the dembi that you're putting out there on your for yourself. But influence is important too. You know what I mean? And like, okay, now I'm also influencing hundreds of thousands of people to do this thing now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the other flip side of that is, okay, now I want to make movies that align with my values, but they either got to be sad as shit or boring as shit. That sucks. That's a terrible place to be stuck in.
Yeah.
We should be able to make movies that are entertaining, that are fun, that are family friendly, and that are positive, that people gain something from. That's a very possible thing. You know what I mean? And like, I'm just not seeing it. I haven't seen it so far. Bona Muhammad made a great film. He made an amazing film.
Purple Don't Cry.
Purple Don't Cry.
Film,
And I shout out to him. He's in that same like headspace of like, yeah, we can do it. We can make great movies where it's like there's not like naked women and drugs, and because now I feel like Hollywood is too much sometimes. If you look at it, it's unnecessary. Why are these people naked?
It's a lot of fluff.
Sometimes if it's necessary, I get it, you know, why. But sometimes they do it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
so
too much,
we're trying to like change that narrative essentially. That's our bigger goal down the line, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And I love that. And I mean, it can start with you guys, you know. I
Oh,
think
absolutely.
it's just generations to come, it's going to be a lot more flexible, and I think we have more of a voice, and it's powerful, where as previous generations never really tapped into this industry at all. So yeah, you good? Not you breaking shit. What the heck?
It's my own microphone.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
But yeah, absolutely, wallahi. It can start with us.
Yeah.
But it's never gonna change with just us. We need writers. We need other people to get into this. We need actors, actresses. You know what I mean? To jump into this game and like, you know, do this thing too. But inshallah, yeah, hopefully that we can change that for the better, because people are gonna watch movies no matter what you do. Kids are gonna watch movies no matter what you do. It's an industry that's out there in the world. So you can either say, no, my kids are never gonna watch a movie and I'm never gonna watch a movie, or you can go out and make some solid shit that's actually positive and that's talking about some real shit and that's entertaining.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a damn good movie, you know what I mean? And it's
agree.
doable. It's not that hard, wallahi.
Yeah. Thunder, you watch so many movies. Real quick, top 3. What's your favorite movies?
Oh shit.
We were thinking about it. I was talking about it today. One of them has to be Babylon.
Okay. I remember you recently posted about that.
Phenomenal movie.
Okay.
Whiplash.
Okay.
Okay.
And last but not least, Interstellar.
All right.
Okay. How about you? And it could be even recent. Doesn't have to be all time.
Don't forget, this guy is like an encyclopedia of movies.
You guys both are, I feel like.
Yeah, but he's crazier when it comes down to it.
Really?
This guy.
He's really tapping into his dictionary right
This
now.
guy
And his
has
encyclopedia.
in his notes, he has a genre. He has a
Oh my
list of
gosh.
genres.
Yeah,
of
I'm
I'm
a
gonna
lot
need
of-
y'all to share
let
that
me
because
look
you
at
know
that.
it's
That's a good idea. I'm not gonna lie.
everything.
I've watched like 500 plus movies in my life.
It's
Easily.
almost. I mean, it's basically it's winter time. It's inside season, and
Okay, can I make some suggestions?
Yeah, go
I don't know
ahead.
my top 3. I'm not gonna lie, but
Okay.
I'm gonna make some suggestions. If you haven't watched Interstellar, watch it.
Okay.
Period. That's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan, other than his recent shit, Oppenheimer. Barbie's a good movie.
I didn't
though.
watch Oppenheimer. Barbie surprised
Barbie
me.
was a good movie.
Barbie surprised me.
Yeah.
I haven't
liked
watched it yet.
Barbie really surprised me, and
Okay.
I was expecting to hate it. So
I'll do categories. Okay, so I one genre of movies that I really love is like biopic movies, when they make movies about people and shit. If you haven't watched Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx,
Oh,
that's
I
my
haven't watched
favorite
that yet.
biopic movie period ever. It's insane.
I agree.
Insane. It's like
on.
Ray Charles played himself. That's how good Jamie Foxx is.
Yeah.
Get on up to.
Get On Up is good too. James Brown, played by Chadwick Boseman. Excellent movie. Memento is a really good movie. Shutter Island. If you like mind game
Yeah, those are
movies,
my type of movies.
Memento, Shutter Island. If you want a crazy ending, The Departed. And you have to say The Departed,
Yeah.
because that's
That
crazy.
was a crazy movie.
That was a satisfying ending.
Yeah, very
Crazy,
satisfying.
crazy
And the
ending.
I might
Prestige.
rewatch it again.
The
Definitely
Prestige.
Prestige is
Prestige
really
is
good.
fire.
Yeah.
The Prestige is really. We're just listing off
Just-
Nolan films, but yeah, The Prestige
Yeah,
is really
but-
good.
Yeah.
What else?
That one-
City of Gods is a
Yeah.
really good movie.
I don't think I watched that.
City of Gods is a really good movie. Really, it's like I think it's a Brazilian or Portuguese movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says. La La Land was a fire movie.
Really?
That was a tough movie.
Oh man, I'm like blanking. Fruitvale Station.
That was a great movie.
Fruitvale Station. That's a good movie. I can go on and
Yeah,
on.
let's just pause. But
all
yeah,
day.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
reach out to him if you need suggestions. You should like make a post or something about good movies.
I watched like 21 movies this
Yeah,
year.
y'all watch so much movies.
I mean, you kind of have to. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know what are other people doing. Like, how did they get to? Not only do I do that, but I watch like their process as well. Okay, this
Yeah.
is how they write. This is how they direct. This is what they do. Not to like copy and paste. Sometimes to copy and paste,
Yeah.
but also like
Yeah.
to know. Oh, that's cool. That's how they did it. That's how I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
Don't reinvent the wheel. If I can give y'all any advice, don't fucking reinvent the wheel. The wheel is invented. It works great,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you want to make movies, figure out who your favorite fucking director is and do what they did. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who cares? Why do you have to do it new or different? You know what I mean?
There's no such thing as original idea.
There's no such
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Same
a good.
show with podcasts. Podcasts
Yeah.
just
Spirited Away. Have you watched Spirited
Wow.
Away?
I don't know.
Spirited Away is a really good movie.
Ghibli Studio.
It's Japanese.
Yeah,
Oh,
Japanese.
okay.
And 2D
Yeah.
animation.
Daydreams of Murder. Have you watched that? Is that what it's
I
called?
watched Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, you guys, I
That was
opened
a
up a
great
can of worms. They're gonna
Yeah,
keep going on
Daydreams of
and on
Murder
about movies.
is really good. That's another. I think it's Korean.
Yeah.
Korean movies. Parasite. Have you watched
Oh,
Parasite?
of course I did.
Parasite
that
is
was wild.
insane.
My sister's really into Korean movies.
Oh
and
yeah,
shows,
she
like,
knows what she's doing.
obsessed,
They have
obsessed.
just such an
Oh,
interesting and different way of
Train-
telling stories.
Yeah.
Train to Busan.
Train to.
I
You
think
guys
you're
are
gonna
just gonna have
cry
to
at
text
the
me
end.
these. Yeah, you guys are just. I'm not gonna remember any of them. You just have to.
Can I
text
tell you a funny story? Oh my
Yeah.
God! Speaking of movies, so when we're on set, one thing I like to do is I like to make the people around me comfortable. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of in between times on set. So we'll shoot a scene, action. I'll run around, whatever, and they realize, oh, we don't want this lens. We want a different lens. So there's a lot of times you're just waiting around. So usually, I'm not gonna lie, on some movie sets, the stars or the people on camera, they go in their little trailer and they just sit there and they don't like to be around other people. You know? But I was like, yo, I'm Somali. I grew up in the hood. So I was just talking to people, the extras. I was like, yo, how you doing? What's your name? Nice to meet you, you know? So we got to know each other. So I was doing I was doing favorite movies. So I go, what's your favorite movie? And he tells me, you know, Harry Potter or some shit. What's your favorite movie, right? And I go to this guy who's ex-military guy. He has a big habadwin wata and everything. I didn't know I'm Somali, keep in mind, right? And I go, what's your favorite movie? And he looks me dead in the eye and he goes, man, I just love Black Hawk Down.
Oh,
Just
hell
love Black.
no.
And I was like, cool, yeah, you know, that's a decent movie.
Great movie.
Mhm. Yeah, great movie. Shook his hand. I was like, yeah, this is
I would have been like, I loved it too. The ending was marvelous.
I don't remember
Loved
that.
how it was based on a true story. I would have said that, to be honest. No, yeah. Technically, he was right. It's a great movie, but
I think we liked it for different reasons.
yeah,
Let's just say that.
I can see.
I could assume that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was a bit trigger happy.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's so interesting. Like, and how do you guys also feel like navigating like throughout these industries, like as
Mm-hmm.
Somali men? Like, do you find it to be difficult, or do you find it to becoming a little bit, you know, less complex?
I said the good thing is that me and Muhammad, like, beginning of when we started this, and then we decided on
Yeah.
a lot of things, especially like for sure we wouldn't compromise our deen.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Any of them, especially when it comes down to like stuff like music.
number
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we got hit up for a lot of music videos. We just had to turn them down.
Yeah.
But it's very important to like. It hasn't.
It hasn't
I don't
been
know how
that
to
hard.
explain. Yeah, it hasn't really when it came down to it, because a lot of the people that be hitting us up are through references. People,
Yeah.
people like you, and it's just a matter of
Yeah.
scaling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's important is how you start. How you start is always important. You know what I mean? And for us, like we started with, we said, you know, like, okay, these are our values. This is who we are. We're Muslim before anything else. You know what I mean? And something big that we always do is I always tell him, yo, keep me in check, man. And I always
I
try to
love
keep
that.
him in check. You know what I mean? And we
Yeah.
keep each other accountable, not only as within our deen, you know, that's a huge thing. But as businessmen as well, like if he's fucking up, I let him know. And if I'm fucking up, he lets me know. And I tell him, you know, like I work for you, bro, and you work for me. Like we work for each other. This is who we do it for. You know what I mean? So
that's amazing.
That's important. And I think that it might be something that isn't the biggest thing in the world now, but especially as men, I think you got to be a man of your word, and you got to be somebody who's has integrity, and somebody that like, okay, yep, I fucked up. You know what I mean? And like, I did good. Shit, where's my money? You know what I mean? That's the way the world works. And had this a lot of like in between shit and PC. I don't know. That's not for me, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm a very straightforward. You know me. I'm a very straightforward kind of guy. I try my best to be, and I try to navigate those things that way. But yeah, honestly, I think it's very important for you to have those values, set those values in stone, and be like, this is who I am, and the world will adapt to you. But if you go into, especially this industry,
I love that you said that. Pause. Like the world will adapt to you.
It will, 100%.
I love that.
100% will. I learned that from my first film that I did. Is I was on set. I was the actor. I was the one that got hired. But people are asking me, are you comfortable with this? Are you comfortable with that? You know what I mean? People are asking me my opinion. And the only reason that happened is because I said no a bunch of times. We want to put music over this. No, you can't do that. We want to have you say this. I'm not saying that. And they have to go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what can he say that he's comfortable with? You know what I mean? But if it's yes, then man, they're going to put you to dress, brother. And then you're going to get upset with them for that?
No, it's your fault.
You know what I mean? To a certain extent. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wearing a dress, you know, to each their own. But yeah, that's kind of how it always is. And that's kind of how it starts, you know? And that's what I mean by you got to have your morals and your values, set them in stone, and the world will adapt to you. And you just kind of go from there. I have fun. Enjoy yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, like since you guys, I mean, mashallah, you guys have like a very intensive like background. You guys have a lot of videos under your belt. Within Split Second Productions and Ghost Talk, like what's your favorite videos that you've shooted? Your most memorable ones.
For me, it's the first ones. I think I did some videos for Ish. Shout out to Ish Underdog. Those ones, the videos that I did for Hoodie Cooks in the beginning, they're not my best work at all. The other thing I try to keep in mind is like I picked up a camera last year, April. Not even April, like May, June, to be honest. So I've been at this for a year, you know what I mean? So like I try to like
learn so fast.
Yeah, I try to remind myself of that. I have very high expectations of myself, and sometimes that kind of gets in the way of me enjoying things and being in the moment. But I enjoyed those more because I felt like I was learning a lot, you know what I mean? I was getting like, okay, whoa, like that's what it does, you know? And I was like, okay, I was showing this guy every day, look what I did. And I would do an edit, and I was like, that's crazy. And I'd go sit back down. So enjoying the process a lot. I really enjoyed those videos a lot.
I'd be at work and this guy calls me, I'm like, yo, how do you do this? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show you right here now. And then he'd be like, yo, this shit looks crazy, yo, check this out.
Yeah, and he's a really good teacher. Then after like 2 times, like, I'm not showing you again, bro. You know how to do it, leave me alone. He hangs up. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember. And then I try to figure it out. But yeah, for me, it was those first videos that we did. My favorite video of his is a video that he did for Belongings. That first video, I think that was really cool. That was a really fun video.
One of my favorites. The other one would be Abdurrahman, What's Some Dangers. His video, his visual poem.
Oh, that was beautiful. That's I think my favorite.
That was something that was a very interesting process, because it was a lot of him explaining his poem and then me trying to visualize. The good thing about it was like I could easily visualize something like that. And if I can see it, I can do it, which is what like really pushed me. And I was trying out new stuff that I haven't tried before. I'm like, yo, we can do this, we can do that. And me and him are experimenting with stuff, and it was like a very dope process.
That's amazing. Okay, how about podcast episodes?
Oh man,
or Ghost Talk.
Of course, like your episode, top tier. Come on now. But
period. I mean, outside of me, I know mine's number 1, but you know.
I like Bona's episode, even though it was short. Bona Muhammad's episode that we did a podcast with Bona Muhammad. Even though it was short, that was a very rewarding podcast.
Insightful.
And I felt like I was asking questions more for myself than anything else. You know what I mean? I liked.
Seven. Abdul number 7.
Oh my God, that was the funniest podcast
hilarious.
we ever did. I didn't know a barber could be so funny. Abdul was hilarious. I was sweating.
Yeah.
That's how funny it was. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I like Ruan's episode.
Oh, definitely.
That was a really dope one. Asia's.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I really think our best work is ahead of us.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Our best
Yeah.
work is ahead of us. Our best projects is ahead of us.
Mhm.
So inshallah, to many more years of me giving this guy a headache.
Yeah, inshallah. And I love how you guys like balance each other because like
Yeah.
y'all are kind of opposites.
Yeah.
Like Sharif is like crazy as hell, just like ADHD, bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
And then Thunder, I feel like I just have to whisper it to you. You're just so calm. I'm like, hey, like, can I bother you for a second?
Yeah.
Like, I feel so guilty when I call him. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, he's so like obfuscated. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And then kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love how you guys like really like balance each other off, and I think you guys each bring your own individuality to the table, and that's really
Right.
important. And I think you guys can both learn from each other, and you guys are both gonna grow like with each other. So
Inshallah.
that's amazing. Okay, you know, we always wrap up Eat and Talk with like one last segment of what's some advice that you have to anyone who's watching this, and this could be really about anything in daily life because you guys both have amazing backgrounds. So I don't even know what to tie it to.
I'll go first. Mine is pretty simple. Something I've learned over the year is be gentle to yourself. Be kind to yourself. I think that all that other stuff is like, I'm not gonna lie, it's stuff that comes and goes. I can give you guys advice on all the little monetary, material things that I do, writing a book, modeling, acting, filmmaking, producing. But beyond anything else, I think the most important thing is be gentle and be kind to yourself. I think we live in a world where, especially in America, where like, especially for men as well, it's kind of pushed of like, you know, go hard on yourself, be hard on yourself, like have no kind of like grace or kindness for yourself and your mind and your mental health and all of that. And then I really believe that it breaks a lot of people, and it's really sad to watch and see. And it's something that I've dealt with too in my life. So I always try to just kind of push that as much as I can. Is like, yo, especially as men, be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself. All that success shit is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, you know what I mean? You can work as hard as you can, but what these white folks call luck, we call grace. It's God's grace, wallahi. There's me and this guy know too. There's been times where we just work and work and work and nothing happens. And then there's days where we're sleeping at home and we get 4 calls like, yo, I need this video. Can you do this video? You know what I mean? So it'll pay off. It'll come, but you can't work your way. You can't force your way into things.
Right.
So be kind to yourself. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. Yeah, that's about it for me. What about you, Thunderman?
Yeah, I'd say for me, it would be either go big or go home. It's the one of the biggest things.
I like that.
Because if you can't, it's like, so long as you like put 100% effort into what you're doing, it'll show.
Yeah.
It'll show for sure.
And what's meant to happen is gonna happen.
It's gonna happen for sure. But I say like if you have like dreams of like being an actor, filmmaker, director, or just president of the United States, wallah, go for it. 100%. Put everything that you do from here on is towards that goal.
Yeah.
100%.
Sure.
They say, like if you tell someone about your dream and they don't say that's crazy, your dream's not big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah. I love that. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up on that amazing note. You know, we're definitely going to probably have much more parts and interviews in the future, inshallah.
One more thing though.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Palestine.
أنا ضمعي فلسطيني.
And the dog Palestini.
Yeah, for sure though. On a serious note, like
Yeah, there's so much going on.
there's a lot going on. We can talk about it for another
this could be a
53
whole nother
minutes. You know what I
episode,
mean? But I wanted to sneak that in there, get that in there, because that's important.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They alhamdulillah, some things are changing. They're getting some aid. You know what I mean? But shout out to the people that are protesting as well in the streets of Minneapolis and all over the world. But the strongest and most powerful thing that we can do is make dua for them. So may Allah bless them, inshallah.
I mean, everybody stay safe. You know, especially my Muslim sisters, since we're visibly like Muslim. I think you guys always have to make sure we have a target on our back, and so being safe. But yeah, it's free Palestine all day, every day over here.
Till it's backwards.
So yeah. All right, you guys, eat and talk out.
Peace.